The comments have gotten so hilarious, so now the bodybuilders in the comments are acknowledging that it's unhealthy and there's risks, but I shouldn't say that because it makes bodybuilding look bad.
And so a video like this comes out, oh my goodness, did you see what you said? Why are you doing this? You're rooting for it. You're going to deter people from bodybuilding. I want people to know the good, the bad, and the ugly. Coach Greg in today's video calling out the IFBB, and this time it's not me, but Madison Rose Fitness. She posts a video exposing the dark side of bikini competitions, and let me tell you, it's for everyone. It's not just bikini, it's for all categories, male and female.
I'm getting incredibly tired of seeing young girls enter the fitness space thinking that bodybuilders are the epitome of health and wellness, when the reality is that they're usually far from it.
And so if you think that your favorite bikini competitor, bodybuilder, and so on are the epitome of health, it could be nothing further from the truth. I've stated this before. The best bodybuilders in the world, the ones with the most amazing physiques, the IFBB pros, the champions, that's equivalent to being morbidly obese. You're thinking, are you kidding me? There's no way they're as unhealthy as them. Have you seen their blood work? I have. Who would know? Someone who's coached thousands of competitors, or somebody who says that they're healthy on the internet because I have good blood work and they don't even show it.
Let's get into it. First things first, just about everyone that's competitive is taking some sort of performance-enhancing drug.
Full stop. It's not, oh, in the open class bodybuilding, classic physique, they don't need to do it. And for certain men's physique, they're all natural. And oh, bikini competitors are natural because look how gorgeous they are. I mean, bikini competitors, wellness, they're very attractive, and so there's no way they could be using performance-enhancing drugs, right? Wrong. It's incredible. The vast majority, almost all of them are. And if you think, no, they're not, they said they're not. Do you really think they're being honest? Why do you think they would admit this? Perhaps it's illegal in their country. Perhaps they don't want people to judge them poorly. Or perhaps they don't want to miss the opportunity of getting sponsored. And so, of course, they lie. They have extreme incentives to lie.
The IFBB Pro League is not a drug-tested federation, so this really isn't a secret.
And so, newsflash, people. It's not cheating. You're allowed to do drugs. When I got caught selling PDs years ago, 2012, after winning my IFBB Pro card 4 days after that, people said, oh, he got caught. I wonder if I get the pro card. Really? You thought that you would get the pro card because I was caught? Everyone knows the IFBB is not drug testing their athletes, although they say they can drug test them. They're not drug testing them. Why would they be natural? Think of it. If you're allowed, it's not against the rules. It's not cheating. There's no incentive to be natural. Why would you be? They're rewarding the biggest, the leanest, the most shredded, most aesthetic physiques. And so why would any competitor, bikini or otherwise, be 100% natural?
Anabolic steroids come with an array of side effects and can be incredibly dangerous, especially when done under the supervision of an unlicensed coach rather than an actual medical professional.
How many people think that the competitors have doctors who are coaching them, who are monitoring their blood work? Almost none. Do you know who's actually coaching them? Well, a lot of them, for example, they tell their clients exactly what to take. For example, hey, you're doing a bikini competition. You should take LGD 4033. You should take Ostrine. You should take Novadex. You need clenbuterol at 50 milligrams to start. Sound familiar? Perhaps you're watching this. Oh, and I'm not going to warn you that your voice could change while taking this. You just need this because you don't have enough muscle. Don't you want a pro card in the IFBB? And so they tell their athletes, hey, order this from this person, use this discount code, and I'll tell you what to take once you buy it. You do exactly what you're told. And why? Because you want to win. And after that before and after transformation, when you look amazing, incredible, look at the difference that was made. Are they in fact speaking in their before and after? Are you showing them your blood work? I don't think so. All you see is the before and the after and think, wow, what an amazing coach. And so do you know what happens? These athletes tell me what their cycles are. They tell me what they've been told to do. And all the time I shake my head and think, why? Why would they do this? I'll tell you why, because it makes money. But what they don't tell you is the long-term side effects that abusing performance-enhancing drugs can do to you. And for the most part, how many of you women out there got into the sport of bikini thinking, I want to slowly turn into a man? How many of you, raise your hand, were hoping that in the future you'd have to shave and change the way you speak? Or perhaps the growth in the downstairs, the extra hair that you're growing? The changes in your jaw structure? Is that something you really bargained for? Oh, but it was worth it. I won a trophy in my bikini competition. Heavens forbid you then want to get a pro card. Imagine the lengths you have to do. And the athletes are told, you need to take this if you want a chance at a pro card. Why? Because you're not big enough.
Competitors utilize extreme dieting practices to achieve the necessary level of leanness, oftentimes resulting in incredibly disordered eating habits and an overall obsession around food and body image.
25% of people involved in sports with weight classes have an ED. And so imagine in the sport of bikini and bodybuilding. Imagine how many people have body dysmorphia. You're literally being judged on how you look. You're starving yourself. You have zero energy. Your sex drive, in the toilet, you can hardly sleep. Perhaps you're taking recreational products in order to curb your appetite. You're always starving, always hungry, you have no energy, and so what do you expect they're going to do? And so imagine, in my estimation, minimum 50% of the competitors out there have an ED. They don't feel good about their bodies, and the better they look, the worse they feel. And why? Because they're judging themselves on even more unrealistic standards. Imagine comparing yourself to the top bikini competitors in the entire world. Glutes, glutes, glutes. Your glutes aren't full enough. Turn around and slowly walk towards the curtain in the rear. Oh, your glutes are not full enough. But I thought you said I needed to be lean to see my hamstrings. Yes, but you need to be lean and still have full glutes. And so how do you think they get that? Well, why don't we inject hyaluronic acid or other chemicals into our glutes? That will push out the muscle and make the skin smoother and rounder than ever before. Oh, but women would never resort to that, right? And so people accuse these athletes, you have acid plants. No, I don't. And they don't. They know how to do it. Some might say, oh, I was just getting IGF-1 injections. I wasn't injecting anything else. You serious? You kidding me? As if most women out there are wanting to inject growth hormone, IGF-1, the list goes on and on. It's not just SARMs and steroids, it's peptides, growth hormone, fat burners, you name it.
Low calorie intake in conjunction with excessive training contributes to a state of low energy availability, essentially meaning that our bodies simply don't have enough fuel to maintain normal bodily function.
And when you combine an extremely low calorie diet, low body fat levels, and extreme activity, it contributes to the female athlete triad. This can lead to amenorrhea. You're not getting your period. This results in a change in hormones. And even if you didn't, they're prescribing Nolvadex. Did you know that? You're lowering your estrogen, a female hormone. You could perhaps later on develop osteoporosis. Does that sound good? But no, we're healthy. Look at us on stage. We have a six-pack and full glutes. And so following this competition, whether you win it or lose it, you're now going to go off of that said diet. And what do you think is going to happen? Now that you have a slowed metabolism from extreme crash dieting, and you now have to reverse diet and you can't stop yourself from eating, ghrelin levels are through the roof, making you hungrier than ever before. And you now remember how you looked on that day with that golden tan, that oil, in the amazing lighting. And you compare yourself and think, I don't look very good anymore. I love that body. Oh my God, I worked so hard to achieve it. I dieted for 4 months to get abs. It's now 2 weeks later, I can't see my abs. Now I feel fat, even though you look freaking incredible. Everyone can't believe how good you look. You don't believe you look good. You think you're now fat. And so you post throwback pics. Throwback to my last show. Throwback to 1 week out. Throwback to when I had abs. And so what do you then do? You can't wait to get back on the diet. Can't wait to get back up on stage. And how do I know this? Do you not remember I competed in 59 competitions? I did 42 natural. But yet in today's world with immediate gratification, you're looking on social media, you're watching the pictures of all your favorite superstars, you're thinking, I want to look like that. I want to look like that now. And so are you going to compete 42 times before you take anything? I don't think so. You're probably doing it on your very first competition.
If bodybuilding is your life's passion and you're well aware of the risks, by all means, you do you.
And so we're not telling you not to enter it, but what we are telling you is to be aware of the risks. And so if you ever hire a coach and your coach pressures you to take any performance-enhancing drug, you need to think twice. Is it worth it? Talk to someone else. Ask them, do you think that this makes sense for me to take? How many times do you think people send me their cycles? Hey, I hired this coach. This is what they want me to take. This is their calorie intake. This is their cardio. The things I know about many of your favorite coaches, you would not believe it. And so I'm telling you, however bad you think it is far worse. Far worse.
But if your goal is simply health, longevity, and maintaining a lean physique for the long term, I would probably reconsider.
And so BioLane, Lane Norton, the clapping hands, you said it exactly, standing ovation. Kind of a bias blanket statement. I'd moreover be recommending if someone does want to compete to find a coach that knows what they're doing and pays attention to health. Every single coach that you hire is going to say that they know what they're doing and that they care about your health. Imagine the client says, before I hire you, I want to know that you know what you're doing, that you care about my health. Oh, I actually know nothing about coaching and I don't care about your health. Oh, I'll hire you anyway. Never is a coach going to say they don't care about your health and that they don't know what they're doing. How do you know if they care about your health? How do they know if they know what you're doing? Because I'm telling you, some of, if not the most famous coaches in the entire world couldn't give two shits about your health. And why do I know this? Because I've been sent their plans. Remember, I've coached thousands of athletes. And when I see a plan and it says to take X, Y, Z of performance-enhancing drugs when the person didn't even ask to take any, didn't say, hey, are you willing to take this? Didn't explain the dangers, the side effects, the consequences, what to look out for. They just say you need to take this because you want to win X. And so the people say, wow, he coaches so many bikini competitors, so many people at the Olympia. He must know what he's doing. He knows how many drugs to give you. He knows that out of 100 people that do this cycle, perhaps 10 are going to excel. And I'm going to show those 10. And you're going to think that everyone does amazing. Because I'm showing the cream of the crop, the best of the best. And how many of these people do you think I coach in secret? How many times have I been hired in peak week? Coach Greg, fix this. Fix me. I don't know what to do. Phone consults. What do you think those are for? Almost entirely, it's what drugs should I be taking during peak week because I am not ready. I don't know what to do. How do I undo the damages that this coach had me doing? I do think that the blanket statement that almost anyone who is competitive is using PDs is potentially harmful and needs some definition of what you mean by competitive. I'll answer it. By competitive, we mean almost anyone who looks good. Almost every single competitor that looks amazing is not natural. There are many who are not, but most are. And so when you see somebody who looks amazing, the chances are they ain't natty. If you compare the top bodybuilders in the natural competition versus the enhanced competition, you're going to see a great difference. Let's use Coach Greg as an example. I was the Canadian national overall champion. I then compete in the non-tested category. I get 5th in middleweight. 5th. I was overall champion, best in the world. Natural. But in the regular competition, 5th in middleweight. The difference was I could essentially enter any competition in Canada while being natural and win with ease. It really wasn't a challenge. I'm not saying this to brag. I'm saying that is the biggest difference. I easily would win the drug-tested competitions, but when I entered the non-tested competitions at the national level, I get my ass handed to me. And so, yeah, there are some girls that can compete and get a pro card natural without using performance-enhancing drugs, but not many. Perhaps 0.1%. The majority of people won't even look good enough with performance-enhancing drugs to win a pro card. And so what percentage of people do you think can actually do it natural? And yeah, they're all saying they're natural. Of course they are. They're not going to tell you. Imagine a woman admitting they're taking Anavar, testosterone, Tren, Sustanon, D-ball. They're not saying it. They might admit they're taking Clen. I take Clen and burn a little bit of fat. They're not going to tell you the dose. Oh, let's start them off at 50 micrograms. What kind of coach does this? You need to get on Clen 12 weeks out. Why are you bulking up an athlete and then making them take a fat burner 12 weeks before their competition. They looked amazing before they started prep. You then forced them to eat a bunch of food, get them fatter, and then now you have to starve them, give them drugs to get down into contest shape. What is wrong with you? Oh, I know. I make them dependent on me. That way they'll have to hire me for multiple months. When I coach people, this is my goal. I'm going to coach you for perhaps 4 months. And by the end of it, you're going to be an expert for the rest of your life. You'll know exactly what to do. These other coaches, they don't tell you why. You don't ask questions. Follow the plan. And if you fail, it's on you. You cheat on your diet, that's on you. No, it's on you, coach. You didn't give them a diet that they could follow that was realistic. You expected them to be perfect. They are cheating behind your back. Do you know how many people I've coached in secret? They tell me, hey, I cheat, I do this. They never tell their coach. And you also know how many athletes I've guided on how to use performance-enhancing drugs in secret when their coaches thought they were natural? Oh, wow, look how good she is. She's 100% natural. Yeah, because I'm helping her know what to take. They asked me, hey, I can't tell my coach because my coach is 100% natural. And I'm telling you, it's a huge problem, way bigger than you could ever imagine. What you know about the fitness industry is like the tip of the iceberg. 90% of the ice is underneath the water. You can't see it. You only know 10% of the problems. And so when you see body dysmorphia, when you hear people using performance-enhancing drugs, that is the tip of the iceberg. There is so much more that's left untold. I know it, I try to say it, and then people try to cancel me. How dare you, Coach Greg? How dare you speak up? And so a video like this comes out. Oh my goodness, did you see what you said? Why are you doing this? You're rooting for it. You're going to deter people from bodybuilding. I want people to know the good, the bad, and the ugly. Remember, for me, bodybuilding worked. But I am extremely dedicated. You may as well say I'm obsessed. It's almost a problem. I use what I've been giving to my advantage. I've always been like this. I've been able to do things that others can't do. Train harder than last time. Push for more years. For decades. How many people start training at 10 are still doing it at 48? Not many. And yet I do this, bodybuild, and I powerlift, and I bike race, do triathlons. I do everything. I like it. Worked 100 hours a week. And so not everyone is as obsessive as me. Remember, obsessive, maybe that's not good. Maybe I do a little bit too much. But for me, it works. But for you, perhaps if you enter a bodybuilding competition bikini, you get obsessed, you start looking at your body, you start hating your body. And once you regain the weight in your off season, maybe you feel fat. And so it ain't for everyone. And as a coach, I'm a coach right now, coaching athletes, the majority have an ED. Serious EDs. Do you know how hard it is to coach people and know that they are on a downward spiral because of how they look? They can't stand the reflection in their own mirror. People who are competitors, they gain back 50 pounds. They hire Coach Greg, and I'm supposed to fix all their problems. And so what do? Of course, I try to promote how I eat. Eating from the Anabolic Cookbook and my Circle Diet book explaining you exactly what to do. It's what's allowed me to get through these problems, and I've had problems in the past, but no longer. I was able to overcome them. And of course, I tell people, do it natural. Try, for example, GO2 Max, Turk Builder, Ecti Builder. Leverage natural supplements as much as humanly possible. None of these coaching plans are putting on GO2 Max and Turk Builder, but they're very quick to put out 20 milligrams of Anavar, 40 milligrams of Anavar, 60 milligrams of Anavar for females. And not only that, primo test and yes, trend for female bikini competitors. You think I would make this shit up? And if you are going to take performance-enhancing drugs, do so at the lowest dose possible and always advise your doctor. Tell him what you're doing. Get yourself monitored and never, under any circumstances, ever break the law. It is not worth it. And so if you're interested in staying natural, doing it the natty way, please consider using HGLT supplements. No, they're not better than performance-enhancing drugs. I'm not saying that you're going to build more muscle by taking Turk Builder than by taking Anavar and testosterone combined. But what I am saying is it can and will make a significant difference and perhaps deter you from going down that route. And if that's possible, is it not worth it? If you're interested in any of my supplements, the cookbooks, the training books, the Circle Diet book, any of this, please use code Greg for 15% off. Click the link in the description. And remember, I'm not just out to make money. I have a free diet and training program. It's close to 50 pages. It's long, in-depth, took months to make. Head over to my website, become one of the 300,000 plus newsletter subscribers, ending it here. Subscribe, click the bell button. Could you like the video if you liked it? Please give me a like. Click the bell button to get notified right away. Subscribe, watch one of those two bloops. And until next time, I am out.